This presentation will guide you through Demotown Exercise 1, Roles, Privileges and System Users. It assumes you're either the system admin or someone with administration privileges. Let's start with an overview of the main steps involved. You begin by creating a user account on Beacon for the new user. Then you assign the user a role. Beacon comes with some standard roles that assign different levels of access to the user. In most cases, one of these will be just what you want. So you can then send the user their login details and you're done. But if the standard roles aren't suitable, you can create a new role by giving it a name and then setting custom access rights for the new role. To give you experience in setting roles and associated privileges, this exercise shows you how to set up a new user and then create a new role, such as Assistant Treasurer, and setting its appropriate privileges. System users are people who need to access Beacon to manage your U3A. People like the Treasurer, Membership Secretary or a group leader. They access the system via the main login screen. This doesn't apply to ordinary members who have restricted access to Beacon through the online portal. Select System Users from the Setup column at the far right of the main administration menu. You can perform this action only if you have the privilege, which is always given to the system admin and can be given to others subject to a decision by the U3A committee. You'll now see a list of existing users and details of when they last accessed the system. Select Add New User from the options shown in blue at the top of the list. Next, select a name from the drop-down list of all the members in your U3A. If the member hasn't yet been registered in Beacon, you can click the button with 3 dots alongside New User, and this will take you to the option to add a new member. For this exercise, we'll select an existing member and then set their login name. This is the information they enter with their password to access the Beacon system. We suggest you adopt a simple standard format for setting these, such as mcotton, which consists of the initial and surname. You can't use special characters or spaces. As always, check the content and then click Save User. The screen then shows you the temporary password the new user will use the first time they log in. Highlight the temporary password, making sure you don't inadvertently include any leading or following spaces. Also, if there's a comma at the end, it's not part of the temporary password. Copy the highlighted password to your clipboard. You'll need to email this password and their login name to the new user. After copying the temporary password, click OK to dismiss this screen. You're then presented with a list of existing roles. If you're happy with these, select one or more and click Save Role Assignment. You can then send the new user their login details. However, the purpose of this exercise is to give experience in setting roles and associated access privileges, as well as setting up new users. The privileges you want to accord system users may change with time, so it's important to know how to edit them. From this screen, click Roles in the blue options at the top of the screen. Alternatively, you can select roles and privileges from the Setup column in the main administration menu. Either way, it opens a screen showing the existing user roles. A Y indicates roles that are on the committee. From this screen, select Add Role. Type in the name for your new role. In this example, we're setting up an Assistant Treasurer. Then determine if they are a member of the committee and add any notes. The notes simply assist others when looking at the role. After making your changes, click Save Role. You'll then see this screen which shows the privileges. They refer to distinct parts of Beacon and are subdivided as applicable with separate access rights for viewing records, creating new records, changing existing records and deleting. Note that the privilege to view is required for anyone who needs to create, change or delete a record. See section 8.4 of the user guide for more details. We've set some possible ones appropriate for an assistant treasurer. The rights are in different sections to simplify allocating them. We've shown only the topmost ones. Off this screen are others for groups, membership, communication settings such as letters, etc. When you've finished, remember to scroll down and click the Save Privileges button at the bottom of the screen. It's easy to return to this role record and amend settings as required. Now you've created the new role, click Users List in the blue options just below the Save Privileges button. Click the name of the system user you want to assign this new role to, then assign the role and click the Save Role Assignment button. All done. When the new user first accesses Beacon, they'll be directed to this screen to set their own choice of password and a personal question and answer, which can be used along with data from their membership record to reset their password from the login screen. Please note there are a restricted set of characters that can be used in a password. Item 4, logging in with a new password, in the Basics section of the user guide gives details of characters to avoid. System users can also change their password by selecting Personal Preferences from the Miscellaneous column on the main administration menu. It might be helpful to remind the new user that while you can see their login, you cannot access their password. If they forget it, then they can try to reset it on the login screen. If not, you'll have to access the system yourself and go to their user account and reset the password, which provides a new temporary password. That concludes this exercise of roles, privileges and system users. Use a simple format for the user's login name. Initial and surname with no spaces is a common convention. Remember to copy the user's temporary password without capturing leading or trailing spaces. You need to send this to the new system user so they can log in. Also remember to assign the new user one or more roles. Unless you do so, they won't be able to access anything in Beacon even when logged in. If there's nothing appropriate in the existing roles, create a custom one, giving it a name and setting the access privileges. Err on the side of caution when setting access privileges. They can be changed at any time. It's better to add a privilege when the need arises than to give users access to parts of Beacon that don't concern them.